Hey yo, this is your boy Post. You now tune in to Hood Action News Live. Got a couple things I want to talk about. Got a couple things I want to talk about today. Real life. ICE. Let's talk about ICE. What are your thoughts about ICE? What are your thoughts about Donald Trump's ICE? Now, Obama also had ICE. So, what are your thoughts about the government and ICE? This is what I want to know. Now, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you my thoughts, right? But let's go over a couple things, right? Now, as you know, you've been watching the news in LA. There has been riots because people are protesting against ICE, right? So people have been protesting against ICE. If you don't know what ICE is implemented to deport, gather and deport people that are in the United States illegally. So gather, I don't want to say arrest, gather and deport people that are in the United States illegally. Now, before I jumped out the window about this topic, let me make sure my mic check. Yo, yeah, we straight. So before I jumped out the window about this topic, I had to have a long thought about it. But in that thought process, um, locally here in Philly, now I'm in Philly, right? Locally here in Philly, we've been seeing a lot of cases of um different ICE cases, different stores being ran down on by ICE. So locally here in Philly, we've been seeing a lot of stores being ran down on by ICE. Now, just to cut to the chase, I had a family member locally in Philly shop in a store while ICE ran down in the store. So I'm gonna repeat that again. A family member, obviously this family member contacted everybody. They were shopping in a store called H Mart, right? H Mart it's a Korean market. So H Mart is a Korean market. Um, I don't know if H Mart is outside of Philadelphia. I know they're in the counties. I don't know what other state they're in. I haven't looked up that information. Now, this family member, this H Mart, the only reason they were in H Mart, which is a Korean market, was it was just new and so they had fresh vegetables. They wanted to check it out, right? So while checking out H Mart, ICE agents ran up in H Mart. So this is in Philadelphia. This is not just in LA, Los Angeles. So in Philadelphia, like I said, I had family members a couple days ago. They were shopping in H Mart and ICE agents ran up in H Mart and people just started scattering running. So the associates just started running. So they went up in the supermarket during normal hours while people were in there and just started arresting people. Now, when is the perfect time to arrest people, right? So there's some now let's jump to LA. Now, I heard the Los Angeles mayor Karen Bass say, now this is not my opinion, right? But I'm putting out what everybody's saying, right? I heard Karen Bass said that Now, this is the Los Angeles mayor, Karen Bass, right? She said that Donald Trump is causing confusion by sending in ICE agents, chaos and stuff like that, right? Now I got I got mixed emotions about that, right? I'm not really gonna take a side on that yet, but I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. But in this store, now let's go back to Philadelphia. In this store in Philadelphia, ICE agents ran down. ICE agents ran down while my family member. Now these two family members, the two ladies, my aunt and my cousin, they were in H Mart getting some vegetables. Now we don't go to we, we black. We don't go to Korean markets frequently, so they wanted to check it out because it's close proximity to where they live. So they went in H Mart. H Mart is a Korean. It's a Korean owned. They sell different Asian type of vegetables and stuff like that. Now it's a Korean market in Philly. Now I wasn't there. I don't know who they at. Like all my aunt and my cousin saw was just ICE come in there and then employees just take off running. So all they saw was confusion in that supermarket. Now I do have a slight video. Now this wasn't taken by my family member. This was taken by somebody in the parking lot at the H market. So if you just joining me, like I said, ICE has been running down in Philly in car washes, restaurants, daycares. ICE has been running through Philly ever since Donald Trump got in office. They've been running ICE all through Philly. You don't see it on the national news like that. But like I said, my family member was in the H market and ICE ran down. Now, let's look at the video. So this was not taken by my family member, but this is in Only. This is the Only section of Philly, right? Which is not in North Philly, it's like Northwest Philly, sort of. Let's see so
Philadelphia, Edgemar, Ice en Philadelphia,
so you can see the ICE agents in the
precaución,
parking lot.
Ice en Philadelphia,
Now look,
Ice en Philadelphia, Edgemar, Ice en Philadelphia,
so you can see. Let me go to another view. So you can pretty much see on the screen. It's not that much audio. You can see the ICE agents running down in the H mark in Philadelphia. So you can see the ICE agents running down on illegal immigrants right here in Philadelphia. Now they are going. This is now. Let me give you my take on California. Now I've been hearing a lot. I've been hearing a lot of protesters and supporters of these protests. I've been hearing them say that I heard somebody say that they're just going at the Mexicans. You got to remember we border Mexico. So the Mexicans the Mexicans that are illegal and Donald Trump is going after, that's going to be more on the news because we border Mexico. But ICE is running down on everybody because there's Mexicans in Philly, but it's not a lot of Mexicans like California. But ICE is running down on everybody. Trust me. Now, Philadelphia is a liberal city, obviously, right? Philadelphia is a liberal city. Um, You know, I can't remember the last time Philly had what Frank Rizzo. I can't remember a lot of Republican mayors in Philadelphia. Uh, is absolutely super Republican, right? So obviously Donald Trump has got the override button. So Donald Trump has got the override button because they're running down something crazy in Philadelphia. Now, like I said, this was a family member who ran down who was in the store while ICE ran down on the H mark. And like I said, H mark. Let me play the video again. H mark is a Korean market. It's a Korean supermarket.
Res- Ice en Filadelfia, Edgemar, Ice.
So they ran down. So ICE ran down in Philadelphia in H Mart. And like I said, I had family members in there looking around like, what the hell is going on? Because you know that the ICE agents, they come in there with their face covered, looking like a movie and all that stuff. Now, is this causing confusion? Is this causing chaos? Now, we know that listen, if you're here illegally, listen to the word illegal. You're here illegally, right? Now, I hear a lot of people, they don't like they don't like what Donald Trump um is doing. Now, let's set the record straight, right? I'm an independent voter, right? I switched from Democrat to Republican to independent. I don't like none of you motherfuckers, right? I'm an independent voter. Now, this is my thing. I'm not going to praise Donald Trump, right? And I'm not going to be swinging from the Trump nuts like everybody else, right? But if if I had to get people, if you're doing something illegally, it's either one or two things I can let you do. I can let you get away with it, or you got to pay for what you did illegally. So that's my question to liberals, right? If you a liberal, you're a Democrat, right? That's my question to them, right? You got illegal and legal. If anybody does something illegal, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to let you get away with it or make you pay for what you did illegally? There's no gray area. Now, the thing that kills me is a lot of Democrats, like I said, I don't like Democrats or Republicans. I'm an independent voter, right? The thing that kills me about like Democrats, right? We know the Republicans are ultra aggressive right now. They're in power, right? Everything they're doing is not right by far. Is not right. You know what I mean? The only thing that's right is their right hand, right? Now, Democrats, if somebody robs a bank, it's either you're going to let them go or lock them up. So if you're destroying property, spray painting, doing everything else, all of that shit is illegal, right? If you're here in the United States illegally, what you have to pay the consequence for being here illegally. So it's either I'm going to let you go, it's going to be illegal or not legal. So if Democrats are complaining about being here so if Democrats are complaining about illegal immigrants being here illegally, it's only one or two things. There's no gray area in the middle. There's no gray area. It's either you're illegal or legal. Now, that's the thing I can't understand. Now, Amy, let me see what they're saying. Let me see what the chat is saying. So you're saying, so this person is saying no politics. So you're saying I'm apolitical. What the fuck is apolitical? I don't know what that means. It's no. So you're saying that you don't like politics. What is that word? I don't know what that word means. Put in the chat. What is apolitical? Now, go ahead and type in the chat. What's apolitical? Now, you could say this, right? You could say this. Is that true or conspiracy theory? Okay, that's what I thought it meant. You don't participate in politics, but the thing about not participating in politics is going to participate in your ass. That's the only thing. You could say you could say you don't want to be involved, but it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your money. Somehow it's going to affect you. Now, I vote. I'm an independent voter, but I don't like none of these motherfuckers. I really don't. I could pick apart things that the Democrats do wrong, and I mean, look at California right now, right? Donald Trump. I could say, boom, what Donald Trump is doing wrong, right? Donald Trump is just doing what the fuck he wants to do, right? He's just like, all right. He's basically saying, listen, f you. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna send in troops. I'm not even gonna let you know about it. This is what he's doing wrong. I'm not even gonna let you know about it. I'm just sending them there because you're not doing nothing, right? And then on the other hand, like Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, they just want to just let people. They just want to just let it rock because they don't want to deal with it. Because remember, when the fires broke out in L.A., Karen Bass is on vacation. So I mean, that's like the two rights make a wrong. So that's like two rights making a wrong. So like I said, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for not participating. Like I don't blame you for not participating in politics. I really don't blame you because let me explain politics to you, right? Politics is like kids. This is my view of politics, right? So let me explain my view of politics. Politics is like three kids in show and tell in kindergarten. The kid that has the best show and tell, they're going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to show you the toys. Everything's new. Boom, here's my toy. This is show and tell, right? They're going to tell you what you want to hear in show and tell so they can win the pizza party. That's my view of politics. Every little kid is going to tell you what you want to hear, showing off the new toys and show and tell and all of that. That wasn't a toy, that was glasses. They're going to tell you what you want to hear in in show and tell to win the pizza party, right? Not a No matter who they're affiliated with. Three little kids in show and tell trying to win the pizza party, telling you what you want to hear just to win the pizza party. That's politics to me. You know what I mean? Like people put a lot of faith. They put a lot of faith. It's almost like going to church, right? It's almost like if you go to church and you got faith in God, but your pastor or the preacher is not God. So you can't put but so much faith in that preacher or pastor. Because remember that person is a human being. So that's how I view politics. So on my channel is going to be it's super neutral, and I'm in Philly. You know what I mean? This is like Democrat heaven here. You know what I mean? But this is why I can't be 100% Democrat, right? And like I said, I switched from obviously I was Democrat first. I'm in Philly, right? And then this upcoming election, I was a Republican. Now recently I just switched to independent because I'm like, I really don't like I'm going to vote, but I don't want to be attached to none of y'all motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like I switched from Democrat because if I got a daughter or a little cousin or something, I don't want them sharing the bathroom with a dude. All that shit, I'm not for all of that. You know what I mean? Wasn't Philly air bomb? No, Philly sort of. That was I believe that was Frank Rizzo. That was the Move people. So I don't know. That was a long time ago. You must be a little older to bring it up. That was a long time ago. That was I know for a fact that was the Move people. The Move people were basically like a cult of people, and they stole electric. They had cameras on their crib. It was like some people under the stairs type shit. You know what I mean? Like the Move people they were on some people under the stairs type shit. Yeah, that was the Move people. The Move people, they dropped the bomb on Osage Avenue. That's what you're talking about. So they dropped the bomb on Osage Avenue on the roof of the crib, which is just a residential area. So if you ever, I don't know if you're in Philly or from Philly, but we got row houses. So for you to drop a bomb on a row house, that's catastrophic. But the mayor at the time, they pushed the button on that. So that wasn't the government. They probably had to get the okay from the government to do that, but that was the Move people. You could look up the Move people Philadelphia. You know what I mean? They dropped the bomb on their ass. But the Move people are on some weird shit. And like I said, similar to a cult, they didn't really kill anybody, but they just were on some weird shit. They were leaving shit outside, shitting in the trash can. It was a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? You talk to older people that were in Philly, they can tell you all the weird shit that they were doing. But did they deserve to get a bomb dropped on their crib? Nah. You know what I mean? Like that was just like they didn't abide by laws either. So that was kind of like they were on some weird shit, you know what I mean? But you can't just go drop bombs on people's cribs. And that's what I'm saying. Like now, this is what I'm saying. Now, I'm gonna give you an example. Even with the Move people, do you let them do it? Do you let them keep stealing electric and not participating in society? Or do you drop a bomb on their crib? Or what do? You gotta do something about stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Like in California right now, um, and like I said, and now on my screen, this is Philly. If you just tuning in, let me enlarge this. This is ICE running down on the H market in Philadelphia. Now, ICE is just not in California. ICE is in New York and definitely in Philly. Now, in Philly, ICE has been running down on car washes, bakeries, daycares, anybody, anywhere where people could be working at, ICE has been running down. Now, I noticed that it's mostly been mom and pop businesses that they're running down on. Let me see what you're saying. In May 1980, you copy and paste that. City of Philadelphia. Yeah, the Move people. Yep. Ramona, Africa. Ramona, Africa. I believe she was a spokes. Yep, they dropped the bomb on the Move people. But I don't know. You would have to talk to a older person that knows old, like super old politics to find out why they actually did this, why they dropped the bomb on them, and how they got the okay. Yep. But this is now what's going on in California, which I'm about to put on the screen. What's going on in California it's a little bit different. Like if you're here illegally, I mean, it's got the word illegal in it. You got to do what you got to do the right thing. Now, what is going my nobody addresses this. What is going on? So let's just use Mexico. What is going on in Mexico that they want to come here? That's what I want to know. Like what is going on? Because a lot of people from here vacation in Mexico. They go to Mexico and somebody from Mexico would have to explain this to me. What is going on in Mexico that you want to come here illegally? Because the United States sucks sometimes, as you can see right now. Yeah, the United States is good sometimes, but not all the time. So I'm gonna switch to this. Marc Lamont Hill, right? So this guy, so I'm gonna switch to this right here. He just got pepper sprayed by some random chick. So I don't know. I don't know. I've seen this guy a lot of different times. I don't really know about this guy. All I know is he just got pepper sprayed. Now, before I show you the video, I mean it's a bunch of videos out there, but I want to find out who he actually is. So I'm just gonna find out in real time. It says American academic author. Now, what I do know is he does have a bookstore. Age 46, education, Temple University. So this dude went to Temple. So where is this dude from? Let me see. So he got sprayed with pepper spray. Oh, this dude is from Philly. So this dude is from Philly. I didn't even know. That's crazy. I didn't even know this dude was from Philly. I literally didn't know he was from Philly. Damn, I gotta be look, I'm gonna be biased as hell now. Why did he get pepper sprayed? That's what I want to know. Why did he get pepper sprayed? So this dude went to Temple and this dude is from Philly. I didn't even know that. Damn. So I gotta put kid gloves on now. This dude is from Philly, you know what I mean? Because I was about to go in. No, I'm still gonna go in. But let's see this dude getting pepper sprayed. Why did he get pepper sprayed? Why did my man get pepper sprayed? I'm trying to figure out why my man got pepper sprayed. Hold on, let me see. Damn. Hold up. Hold on, let me put it up here. So I'm gonna put a so at first, so this dude is from Philly. I didn't even know this dude was from Philly. So I heard this guy talk about different stuff before, right? Now, this lady, look at the podium right there. So you see the podium. She was standing at the podium. So this looks like a town hall meeting. So this looks like some type of town hall meeting. This dude has a bookstore. Maybe I don't know what they're talking about in here, right? And like I said, this guy is basically a book author. Now, is this somebody that's obsessed with something that he wrote in his books? This don't look like a chick that my man would date like that. So I'm gonna rule that out. What why did she run down on my man? But let's see. So she's standing at the podium. She started walking away, right? Look. Damn. Damn. She crazy. Now look. Now my man, like being that you from Philly, man, you should have already you should be able to read body language that this chick is about to do something to you. Like you should be able to now this guy is kind of polite. Now, word on the streets is he's against calling the cops or anything and stuff like that. But if you see her walking towards you, why like bro, you know something's about to happen. She already looks crazy. Right at this point, look, you know this chick is crazy by body language. Look. Yes, it's something wrong with her ass. They tackled the shit out of her. Why did she pepper spray him? For what? Yo, people are nuts. Now, this is one thing. He owns a bookstore. Yeah, definitely a nut job. So this guy, he owns a bookstore, and allegedly this chick broke into his bookstore before. So they probably seen her on the cameras before. So she broke in his bookstore before. Now listen, this dude is better than me. Cause if I'm sitting at this town hall meeting, I'm sitting there strapped. I don't know. She might have got pistol whipped doing this to me. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Cause I don't know what you're pulling out. I don't know what you're pulling out or what you have in your hand, but it just looks so creepy, yo. The way this chick walked up, it just looks creepy. Yeah, she more than a nut job. She cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But yo, right at this point, you know she about to do something. You know she is. She got a mental problem. Look right here. You can just tell by the way she's walking. She got some type of problems, yo. And yo, at first I thought this was like politically motivated or something like that. I didn't know really what my man. I seen him talk on a couple political issues, but this was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs motivated. You know what I mean? This chick is out her mother freaking mind. So that's what happened there. So let me switch back. I want to know now. I got the link in the chat. If you want to chat about any topic I'm talking about, click on that link in the chat. So if you want to talk about, you want to talk about anything I'm talking about, click on the link in the chat. It's at the top. Yeah, I believe it's at the very top up there. Now let's see what they're talking about in the chat. The protests are funded by George. So let me see. George Sir. Now I know that I know that those protests. Let me switch back to LA. Let me switch back to LA real quick. I mean, I pretty much know that these protests. Let me see something. I know that these protests are paid for. It's like, yo, when people don't get what they want to use anarchy. It's wild.
In Los Angeles after protesters against federal immigration raids clashed with law enforcement over the weekend, setting vehicles on fire. California National Guard troops were moved in at the order of President Trump. This is the first time since 1965 that a president has ordered troops in over the objections of the governor. He did it on his own authority. California Governor Newsom condemned the action as inflammatory, called on the administration to rescind it, said they were manufacturing a crisis.
And our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, is standing by with the latest on the administration's response to the protests. But first, our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is on the scene in L.A. And Matt, you and your team, you were with the protesters all day yesterday. Good morning.
Yeah, we saw so much of that unfold, Michael. And this is what the civic area in downtown Los Angeles looks like. These are the skeletons of Waymo self-driving electric vehicles. You can see there's a series of about 5 of them here just beyond. That's what the rest of this downtown area in LA looks like. A maze of police checkpoints just over my right shoulder. That's the 101 freeway. It was blocked on both sides by hundreds of protesters. And those clashes just ending a short time ago, early this morning. Overnight chaos erupting in the streets of Los Angeles as protesters and police clashed. Tensions escalating Sunday as thousands of protesters took to the streets in response to President Donald Trump's extraordinary deployment of the California National Guard. Governor Gavin Newsom saying it was assistance he didn't ask for.
We are here to support local law enforcement, the sheriff's office, LAPD, but they didn't need that support.
So, yo, now this is what I was talking about before. So he emphatically said that they didn't need that support. Now, this is Gavin Newsom. I don't understand why Democrats, now this is as an independent, right? Now, I don't understand why Democrats want to dance in a gray area. I don't understand why Trump would send the National Guard without the local authorities knowing. This is why I could not, either party, both parties are shitty diapers. Now, I can't understand why Gavin Newsom or Democrats, now this is Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, I can't understand why you think doing nothing is doing something. So if you're a Democrat why is doing nothing doing something, right? And if you're a Republican, why is just it's like it has to be a balance. Donald Trump should have gave them a notice. Now this is what now I don't agree with. So let me put this up. Now listen, I don't agree with doing nothing be doing something. Like if you do nothing, that's doing something. To me, that's what Gavin Newsom. That's the message that you're relaying. Doing nothing is doing something, right? I don't agree with that at all. Like doing absolutely nothing is not doing something. If you can follow me, right? Sounds kind of jacked up, right? Now, what Donald Trump should have did was give them maybe a notice, maybe like an 8-hour notice, give them some type of written notice, an email. He emails the government workers, send the email, send something so they know that the troops are coming, they know that ICE is coming, all of that stuff. So I don't understand why Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass believes that doing nothing is doing something. Now, they also implemented a curfew in California. Now, some of this news you may know, I may be late to the pizza party. You know what I mean? But they implemented a curfew in California as well. Now, let's take a look at the curfew. So let's take a look at Karen Bass's curfew. So this is Karen Bass's curfew. So mind you, the city,
Army Corps of Engineers, and it was a significant contributing
mind
factor
you, the
to us
city's
having the
already being burnt
fastest
down. Hold on, let me get
recovery
this up.
of any location in comparison to where other wildfires.
Addressing the public live right now. Let's watch.
To stop the vandalism, to stop the looting. Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night, there were 23 businesses that were looted. And I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties. So my message to you is, if you do not live or work in downtown LA, avoid the area. Law enforcement will arrest individuals who break the curfew, and you will be prosecuted. Hundreds of officers from police and sheriff departments from across the region and state are working alongside LAPD through a unified command structure. The curfew will be in place tonight from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. I want to thank the government.
So let me get this right. Protesters that are so just say I live in LA, right? This is how I would feel. Protesters that are not even from LA, right? Paid by prepaid protests. So I'm gonna go into that on another show. Was the protest prepaid? Prepaid protesters, right, are destroying the city graffitiing, burning cop cars, everything, right? You're going to implement a curfew that somebody, like, just say I'm from the city and I don't know about this curfew. You're going to lock me up. You're going to just lock up random people walking around past that time. But you didn't want Donald Trump to do anything about people burning down the city. See the conflict of interest? And then now it's happened. It's happened already. And then you want to give a perfect speech about implementing this. I don't understand it.
Governor for his partnership, and especially thank our state and local leaders and deputies, officers and deputies who are working tirelessly. So curfew guidance, again, it will begin at 8 p.m. tonight and go until 6 a.m. tomorrow. I will consult with.
Now, let me say another thing, right? I noticed with this mayor and a lot of politicians, right? This why I don't like none of these motherfuckers, right? I noticed with her and a lot of politicians, right? When they wait till something happens, after something happens, anybody can write a perfect speech. And anybody can write a perfect speech in a diagram about what happened. I could give you a perfect speech about what we want to implement after something happens, right? Now, I noticed that politicians never take preventative measures. After something happens, they get people to write out this perfect speech that they can just read in front of you, right? They don't never ad lib, like, and say, you know what? Fuck this speech. This is what we gonna do in real time. They don't never give a real time solution, is what I'm saying. Everything's already pre-planned, pre-written, and shit like that. They never ad lib in real time and handle problems in real time. They wait till stuff happens and they got a scripted script. Like, look how she's reading from a script. That's inauthentic to me. I feel like you could get an AI interpreter to do that. Like, so this mayor right here and a lot of these mayors, now this is Karen Bass. I feel like you could get, after something happens, I feel like you can get AI to just do what they're doing. You don't even need them. Any AI can probably just make up that stuff. She might be an AI.
With elected leaders and law enforcement officials tomorrow on the continuation of the curfew, but we certainly expect for it to last for several days. The curfew area will be between the 5 freeway and to the 110 and the 10 freeway to where the 110 freeway and 5 freeway merge. You look at the map and you can see that the city of Los Angeles is a massive area, 502 square miles. The area of downtown where the curfew will take place is 1 square mile. I think it is important to point this out, not to minimize the vandalism and violence that has taken place there. It has been significant, but it is extremely important to know that what is happening in this 1 square mile is not affecting the city. Some of the imagery of the protests and the violence gives the appearance as though this is a citywide crisis, and it is not. So everyone must abide by this curfew. Limited exceptions will apply for residents, people traveling to and from work, and credentialed media representatives. With that, I would like to turn it over to Chief Jim McDonnell.
Thank you, Mayor Bass. Good afternoon, everyone. As the mayor stated, a curfew for the impacted area as shown here will go into effect tonight. And I want to be absolutely clear that if you're within that designated curfew zone between the hours of 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. And are not exempt under the order, you're going to be subject to arrest. The curfew boundaries are as follows: from the 5
So, like I said, you want to arrest people breaking the curfew, but you don't want Donald Trump to come in and arrest the people burning down the city.
freeway to the 110 freeway. and from the 10 freeway to the point where the 110 and the 5 merge. Easier to look at it on that map for description. The curfew is necessary, a necessary measure to protect lives and safeguard property following several consecutive days of growing unrest throughout the city. Since Saturday, we've seen a concerning escalation in unlawful and dangerous behavior. On Saturday, LAPD officers made 27 arrests. On Sunday, that number rose to 40. By Monday, arrests totaled 114, and today alone, we've made 197 arrests. The recent days, it's been as a part of a unified command with our partner agencies who've responded through mutual.
All right, that's enough. Listen. Let me go back to the chat real quick. Now look, I'm gonna tell you. Now, Nancy. I don't know if you still. I mean, Amy. I don't know if you still with me, right? You said Newsom is dirty. That's Pelosi's nephew. The Yetis. Now, I don't ask me how I know this. The Yetis, the Yeti gas station, the Yetis, and the Pelosi's are friends with the Newsom. So the Yetis, like you remember the Yeti gas station, the Yeti and the Pelosi are friends. They are friends or associated with the Newsoms on like a family level, like on a, oh yeah, I know your family, yo, the kids, oh, like on some shit like that. So the Yetis, like the Yeti gas stations that we used to have in Philly, the Yetis and the Pelosi's, pretty rich families, they're friends with the Newsoms. Now, you ever have, listen, let me explain Gavin Newsom, right? Not just Gavin Newsom, just a lot of these politicians like Karen Bass, Gavin Newsom. You ever have a manager on a job that when anything happens, they just let everything rock so they don't have to deal with it. So these politicians, right? Not even new, but just current politicians, they want to stay in their position, so they'll let stuff rock so they don't have to deal with it. Like burn down the city. They don't want to do anything about it. It's more energy for them to do something about what happens than it is not to do nothing at all. So I'm going to repeat that again. It's more energy for them to do something about what happens than to do nothing at all. So they do nothing at all and they just brush it under the rug. Where you got somebody that's the exact inverse, like Donald Trump is going to do something right away. Typically, businessmen try to get shit done right away. You have to get shit done right away or you'll fuck up the money. So typically businessmen get shit done right away because if you don't get shit done right away, you'll fuck up the money. So this is Donald Trump's mentality. You got to get shit done right away. Now, it's not always the best idea, right? And you want to tell somebody before you do it. But he should have just gave them 8 hours notice. Give them 8 hours notice. Yo, I'm sending in the military. I'm not asking y'all shit, but I'm sending in the military. Because they claim they didn't even know that they were coming, right? Now, they were just going to sit there and let the people burn down the city, right? Now, you can't afford for that to happen after the wildfires. That's the whole point. Like, I got to send in somebody. You got a lot of shit going on in your state. All of y'all just sitting back, getting paid, brushing the shit under the rug. If I was in the position myself, I probably would have sent in the military too, just off the fact you just had the wildfires. You can't afford to have your city go in chaos without no consequence. So sending in the military is automatic consequence. Okay, yeah, you burn down a cop car, but you're not gonna start hurting people or doing no other shit because you'll fucking die. So you gotta send in the military sometimes. That's why you got them. Now, I would have gave them a little bit notice, but you can't sit back. You can't sit back and not do nothing like Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom were doing, right? So you got Democrat. It's all politics, right? But I don't know how. So if I'm a Democrat, I don't know how if I'm Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, I don't know how I would be winning over Democrats. You sitting back doing nothing, letting shit burn down either. So this we gonna be dicey on this politics shit, right? So I'm an independent voter, which means I don't like none of you niggas. So I'm gonna repeat that again. When you come to hoodactionnews.com, I'm an independent voter. I'm going to grind up Republicans and I'm going to grind up Democrats because I don't really like none of you niggas. Real rap. We going to get into that, like going towards the fall, and then I'm gonna be doing a lot of politics on here because like I said, Democrats and Republicans, I don't like none of you niggas, man. I just, like I said, in this situation right here, the Democratic mayor and governor, you want to sit back and not do nothing. Donald Trump, you want to not tell them that you're going to do something. Two rights don't make a wrong. Two rights don't make a wrong. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. Two rights don't make a wrong. They don't want to do shit, and you doing the most. That's not gonna work. You know what I mean? That's why, like I said, I'm not Democrat or Republican. I don't fuck with none of you niggas. Unfortunately, I gotta vote for one of you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? But listen, this is your boy Post. This is hoodactionnews.com. If you want to talk about this live, the link is up there. We could talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. We could talk about this live. If you're tuning in now, I showed you how they ran down on ICE in Philly. So it's going down in LA, it's going down everywhere. They ran down in Philly on the Korean market in Philly, the H Mart. Now the people that they rounded up, I don't know if they were Korean or not, but the workers were running like hell. And like I said, I had a family member. I had two family members, my aunt and my cousin, two females, in this H Mart in Only, Philadelphia. They just opened it up. They were checking it out. They said they got like fresh vegetables and fruit and shit like that. They were checking it out, and ICE ran up in there while my aunt and my cousin were in there, right? Obviously, they're citizens, right? But they ran up in there and they said the workers just scattered. So this is a Korean market, H Mark. It's called H Mark. Mart. H Mart. Like H supermarket, right? Korean supermarket. ICE just ran up in there. You know what I mean? Got it right on the screen there. But make sure you go to hoodactionnews.com. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I am your boy Post. If you want to chat about stuff, it's Post the Mogul on Twitter. You can go right to hoodactionnews.com and make sure you like, share, subscribe on YouTube so we can talk about these topics. Like I said, traditionally I didn't like talking about politics, but you can't run from it because it affects everything we do, right? It affects everything we do. So a lot of times you got to talk about politics. Now, like I said, I'm an independent voter. I don't like none of you niggas. I don't like Democrats or Republicans. Politicians are like kids in show and tell, showing off the best toy so they can win the pizza party. They're gonna tell you what you want to hear, right? But listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe. This is your boy Post, hoodactionnews.com, and we are Izzo.